Frances, thank you for taking a few minutes with me.
Pleasure. Someone's right behind you.
I know, right? Isn't that weird? It is weird. It is like she's looking over my
I
shoulder.
love it.
How are you, Frances? I've been a big fan of yours for a long time. I appreciate you taking it.
Oh, cool. My pleasure. My absolute pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So let's talk Emily. Watching this, it kind of felt like almost like a full circle moment in some ways because I remember your early career. A lot of period pieces, the importance of being earnest and things like that. This felt like a movie that you would have started.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Well, it's interesting when I've always been a Bronte kind of geek, since I was a teenager, and particularly Emily. And I just wanted to tell a story that really celebrated who she was. And I didn't actually think, oh, I'm making a period drama. I just thought I was away like a story about her. And even though it was set in a period, I wanted to, the way we shot it and the feeling in it was something kind of more, not documentary, but like documented. So you really feel like you're there. You're not just sitting back watching a perfect period drama behind a pane of glass. You're actually in there with the characters in this very immediate way, with the sound and with this handheld camera and this very kind of real, gritty, natural acting was the kind of intention behind it. So maybe I would have wanted to be in a drama shot that way, but yeah.
It kind of felt like you were, because she lived such a short life. Kind of felt like you were giving her a story to live that was like something of like from Wuthering Heights, like her own Wuthering Heights, in some ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's interesting. I did want to tell a story that she would want to be in. And when I was kind of forming the story in my mind, I knew I didn't want to tell just a strict biopic, like Emily did this, then she did that, then she did that, the end. I wanted to tell a story that after reading all the biographies, reading Wuthering Heights, visiting Haworth, just letting it sit in my imagination. And the thing that really came out of that was a story about a young woman trying to find her voice, which is something that I relate to too. And what that voice is different and is a bit strange. And I think that is something that, that for young women coming up now and when I was younger, is a kind of dilemma, because often I feel like who we really are as women and who we're supposed to represent in terms of the perfect feminine ideal is different. So I was kind of interested in exploring that through this narrative. And once I kind of settled on that and I'd done my research, I kind of created a chronology that's actually, the chronology in the film is actually pretty faithful to the real events. And there is a lot of real events in there, but then also kind of weaved into that is kind of moments from Wuthering Heights, slightly kind of supernatural, emotional, creative moments. And so, yeah, it kind of formed like that, I guess.
Yeah, I like the you mentioned supernatural. The mask scene is my favorite scene in the movie.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah.
How did that scene go about for you? Was it complicated, that particular scene? Because it seems like it's a little bit more just different in feel and tone than some other aspects of the film.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting, the mask was a real artifact that the Brontes had. It was something I came up on my research, and it was given to Patrick Bronte on his wedding night with his wife, and they didn't know who it came from. And he did make the children put it on and speak through it. And I just thought, there's a great Gothic artifact that should be in the film. And it struck me, it could be a wonderful kind of metaphor for Emily's creativity, also connection to the mother, and then the sense of the feminine, and also this thing of masks that we wear as women. So it was kind of all those elements. And then my idea with the narrative was to kind of create something very normal at the beginning, to kind of understand the structures within the family, and then at a certain point flip it and go into a much darker place through this moment of the mask scene, like a quite long sequence where the characters think they're in one scene and then it ends up being another scene. And we kind of pull the audience into what the story really is going to be about. So yeah, it was pretty ambitious for me. I think just coming into that as a first time director, but it was really fun to shoot. I mean, quite challenging, but really fun to edit, and the sound mix, all of that, to kind of create that feeling in that sequence. Yeah.
Emma Mackey is terrific in this movie. I think she's just great. Talk to me about choosing her to play Emily, and what was it that you saw in her that made you say she's perfect for this role?
I mean, honestly, it was really easy. She was like the third person that read for it, and she did the first scene, and I just looked over at my casting director, and we just gave each other a look like, Jesus Christ. She was just something about who she is as a person. She is a very authentic person herself, and she just has this depth of feeling when she acts that's not demonstrative. It's just there. And she's also funny. So we had these great moments in the film that kind of also are kind of a humorous. So, and she speaks French. There was just, anyway, she's a full package. She's just, and she's also a brilliant actor as well. So I feel very lucky that we found her for this.
What are you hoping that people take from Emily? Those who come to see it, and hopefully a lot of people do. What are you hoping they get from it when they see it?
I hope it's a good story. You know, I really believe that, like, you've got to deliver a good story for audiences if they're going to turn up at cinema. So, yeah. But also, I was interested in telling this story about someone trying to find their voice. So I hope it might inspire other young women kind of coming through to kind of trust themselves, and that the audience feel like they've been somewhere, they've been to some other place while they're watching the film. Yeah, but I'm not sure.
No, that's correct. Great. Thank you, Frances. I really appreciate you taking some time with me to talk, Emily. I wish you great success with the film. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. Bye. Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what we're laying down, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notifications for all of our latest stuff.